that has lost so much. I saw life as it could have been and should have been. And as I close, I'd like to share a small recollection of them, if I could, a testament to what I'm talking about. Now, Muhammad had worked at this bookstore all his life. His father had founded it in 1954. He'd been there since 1993 when his father died. Muhammad was Sunni. It didn't really matter to him. He lived in a Shi'i neighborhood. He took pride in his independence of running a bookstore that was so eclectic. I always thought he was making a statement with that. It was much more than profit. His Mutanabi Street, his Baghdad, and his Iraq would respect their diversity. The last time I saw him was in 2005. He was sitting behind his desk, sipping a cup of tea that cost 10 cents. There was a pack of cigarettes next to it. And as he did every morning, hour after hour, the money changer came into the bookstore. What's the rate? He would bellow, and the money changer would answer him. This went on, this rhythm of life that no longer exists, with a cadence that I'll probably never encounter again. Two Kurdish booksellers came in from the north. There was a conversation there. People from the south followed. The electricity cut off with no one seeming to notice, and they pulled out the water pipe and enjoyed the afternoon. Last March, a car bomb detonated on Mutanabi Street, a few doors down from his store, the Renaissance Bookshop, and at least 26 people were killed. It was another attack on another day, consigning yet more Iraqis to the anonymity that death brings there. But not all were nameless. I soon learned that Muhammad, this bookseller, was one of them. He was buried in this bookstore that resisted the forces that killed him. He was killed on Mutanabi, a street that spoke to another Arab world before the deprivations of intolerance, of imperial arrogance, of hopelessness and loss. You know, there's a story that I find myself turning to often. It's about Baghdad's destruction more than 700 years ago. When the Mongols sacked Baghdad in 1258, it was said that the Tigris ran red one day, black another. The red came from the blood of the nameless victims who were massacred by the horsemen of the Mongols. The black came from the ink of countless books from libraries and universities, the very stuff that made Baghdad one of the greatest cities the world has yet seen. On that March day, the bomb on Mutanabi Street detonated at 11:40 a.m. The pavement was smeared with blood. Fires that ensued sent up columns of dark smoke, fed by the plethora of paper that was in that street. You know, I wrote a story about his death, and I wanted to speak about him today because I think his fate still haunts me. You know, I guess if nostalgia is an appreciation of loss, memory can be an antidote to it. But I realized something also in reflecting on what he represented. I realized that the small moments of his life are going to be forever gone. And they were gently simply by virtue of being ordinary. And I say those words again, they were gentle simply by virtue of being ordinary. And now they're buried along that street, a street that died, like Hamida is dying, like Abu Nawas has died, like Marjayoun, the small village near the Israeli border that's dying. It's a life and a culture of tolerance and diversity, of cosmopolitanism, again, for lack of a better word, that I realize can never be the same. And to me, that's the legacy of these past 8 years, the legacy of this decade. It's a trauma that I think we're going to see play itself out over a generation, but a trauma that's never going to be fixed. Thank you.